There. So this is a drawing I did back along. It's relating to veganism. It's all different arguments that meat eaters use to try to defend eating meat, but only when you look at the picture, you realise in this instance, in this make-believe scenario, it's not a cow or a pig or a turkey or chicken that they're talking about. It's a dog, and quite a graphic drawing of a dog bleeding who's had its throat cut, which is how they do it with cows, pigs, chickens, sheep, turkeys, etc. Well, not fish, but other than that, put it like this: all the animals who go to a slaughterhouse, that's how they kill them. And this is all different anti-vegan statements and arguments that meat eaters use to try and quote-unquote justify eating meat, but it doesn't really justify it. So it's like basically saying, would you have it done to a dog? If this is the arguments that you're going to use to defend killing and eating other animals, would it work if you were defending slaughtering dogs? And most meat eaters would probably answer no, so why should it work for the other animals? Animals kill and eat other animals, so why shouldn't we? That's one that meat eaters sometimes use. It's a bit of a cliche though. This is high welfare free-range dog meat. The dog was killed humanely. So somebody actually said the best you can hope for is that the animals are killed humanely and that they have a good life. No, the best that you can hope for is that they're not killed. Is that they're looked after and they get the right to live and they live well and they're not killed. It's the livelihood of the dog farmers and slaughterers. I've actually had this one used by meat eaters in my family before, when I was in a conversation with somebody, they said about, to the people who drive the animals to slaughter, it's their jobs, it's what they do for a living, but that doesn't make it justified. The Nazi officers that operated the concentration camps, it was their jobs, that was how they made their living, but it doesn't make it justified. And then somebody actually said to me about when we were having a quite heated fallout about farmers in the local community. They're not abusing animals, it's their livelihoods, they said. And of course, just because it's your livelihood doesn't mean that you're not being cruel to an animal. We can all agree. I think if you looked at, even if you're a hardcore meat eater, I think if you actually, for some of them anyhow, if you actually looked up the footage and articles and that about what happens on fur farms, you would agree that is cruel. That is animal cruelty. Yes, they're making a living out of it, but it's still animal cruelty. So why should it be any different for farmers who produce meat? This isn't about inciting hate against the farmers or as individuals or anything. They are sentient beings too, and they deserve compassion too, but it's the livelihoods, it's the actions that are bad, not the people. This argument here is vegans who stand up for these animals are preachy, judgmental and crazy. Well, would you call the people who stand up against Yulin in China and the people who stand up against the South Korean dog meat trade as preachy, judgmental and crazy? No, they're the heroes in the same way the vegan activists are doing something quite heroic in the way of standing up for the animals. They may not be actually rescuing the animals themselves, but they are the ones who are trying to stop the oppression and the cruelty, not the ones who are trying to support it. God gave us the right to eat animals, it's part of our culture. Well, if you look at there's actually a meme about it that I've seen, that's about why Christians should be vegans, but regardless of that though. There are also lots of other cultures out there and religions who are surprisingly, anyone can be vegetarian from that religion. Even Islam, there's vegan Muslims, and they're no less Muslim necessarily because they don't eat meat. They're not eating anything that's haram. They're just choosing not to eat the halal meat either. We need meat to live in order to be healthy. We don't. In fact, it's some of the cultures on our planet that eat the least dairy actually have the lowest rates of osteoporosis, and in fact many vegans are actually much healthier and feel much better, lose weight, and there are definitely health benefits to being vegan. You can be perfectly healthy as a vegan, just make sure you're eating enough protein and taking supplements if need be. If it doesn't justify killing dogs, why would it justify killing any animals? Good point. I drew this myself, by the way. I just hope that it can hopefully make you think twice if you are a meat eater, that maybe try the vegan options and go vegan. If you can't justify any slaughter happening to a dog, how can you justify any slaughter happening to any other animals? I will be back at some later date. I hope you all have a wonderful time until then, and afterwards, of course, always afterwards. I'm still writing an animal rights book, which I really hope to get published. It hasn't got an official title yet, but it will have to have a title before publishing, of course, but and of course I'll have to do editing, and I'm just hoping that I can publish it to get the word out and to raise money for animal sanctuaries. I may have a little bit of the money going to myself, but as with other works, but a lot of I'm hoping, probably put it like this, at least some of the money will go to like animal sanctuaries and vegan groups. Okay, so just look out for it. Look out for my name on a book. I'm working on other books as well, including H4, which is about a fictional pandemic. Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye now.